We got a bit of an influx of new members yesterday, and over the last month, things have been a little bit busier. And I think that the impetus for that influx of new members is probably a discussion that we were having over at, is it Real Estate Rockstar Agents? I love that group. And it's over a topic that seems to come up again and again and again, and is really the whole reason why I started this group, was to help agents understand how what they do impacts the market as a whole. Pretty much the market is driven by the sales activity that's occurring, and agents are a huge influence in that. Like there's no way to debate that. You guys are the boots on the ground, and you know what buyers are looking for, and you know what sellers are demanding. And so it's really important to us appraisers to have all the insight possible into each transaction that we can have, so that we treat each transaction when it comes up as a comparable sale within an appraisal report, so that we treat it appropriately. So the issue that came up yesterday was that a listing agent had a house that showed beautifully in the photographs, but upon the home inspection or somewhere along the line, the sales price got negotiated down to reflect that there were some needed repairs. And she didn't go into detail as to what those are, but I own a brokerage. I know exactly how that goes. We list it, we shoot for the stars, the home inspection comes back, and the roof is a little bit, nearing the end of its economic life, or it needs plumbing repairs, or there's wood rot or whatever. But certainly getting that report back and seeing that repairs need to be made influences that sales price, because what happens when that happens? The buyer's agent comes back and tries to renegotiate the sales price, right? And half the time they accomplish their goals, and they're representing the buyer, you're representing the seller, and you negotiate a new number that's typically lower than what you had initially agreed upon. And so what happened in this case was the listing agent received a private message from another agent in the area who just said, can you please put in the realtor remarks, the private realtor remarks, that sales price is reflective of work that needed to be done on that home. Well, oh my goodness, this is Facebook after all. So everyone's up in arms, and everybody's being all pissy about it. And you don't have to do that, and screw her, and it's not her business. It's your job to defend your client, and blah, blah, blah. If we take a step back and realize how short-sighted that reaction is, and how little it serves all of us, I think we can see where that agent was really onto something. The agent who made that request was someone who was actually seeing the big picture and was way smarter about it than all the people who came in with these knee-jerk reactions. So, and I get it. I tend to, when I'm in my appraiser groups, we all kind of tend to do the same thing about underwriters. Why didn't you use this sale? And why didn't you use that sale? And, all the time we're like, just let us do our job. But my point is this: had the woman added the statement in the realtor only remarks that the sales price was reflective of the property needing a new roof, or something to that effect, when that sale closes and becomes a legitimate comparable for that market, then the appraiser who looks at it to use it as a comparable can make a positive adjustment upward for the condition, where they might otherwise not do that, because the pictures of the house looked fantastic. It looked like it was in good condition, but the sales price clearly did not reflect that. So giving us these little bits of information helps the market as a whole. And I hate to say this, guys, but real estate is competitive. And the only way you're going to have longevity in this field, and I've been at it for 26 years. These tell the story right here. Here's why. I've been at it for 26 years. The way you have longevity in this, it's not a profession. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not an industry, but in this field, is to be the best you can be, to play the game, to know the game, to understand exactly how everything works together to make this whole system function. So when you get good at reading a market, understanding what motivates buyers and sellers, all of that, this piece of the puzzle fits right squarely into that. So this is just a whole new skill set that, it takes an extra couple of seconds. We make thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars on deals. It doesn't hurt to be focused on accuracy. It really doesn't. So my suggestion in the future is, if you have something that weighs in on the sales price of a property, whether it's the seller was desperate and motivated, put that in there, because that might make an appraiser not use it at all. If it's a real outlier, that gives us the reason to say to the lender, when they come back and say, why didn't you use this sale that was $25,000 less than all the others? We can say, it says right here in the MLS that the seller was extremely motivated and it doesn't correlate with all of the other sales data, and so I tossed it out as an outlier. If it's condition issues, say it. Then we can adjust that sales price that's lower. We can bump it up so that it correlates more closely with all those higher sales.